Hey you, welcome back to the Brazuca Clubhouse. It's Bia here, and today's episode is going to be more of a heart-to-heart than anything else. I don't have a structured topic. I don't have bullet points or a neat little thing to package this in. I just have a lot of feelings and some things I want to share about where I'm at and what I've been struggling with and why I'm still doing this even when it feels like the odds are stacked against me. If you're new here, I run Brazuca Illustrations. It's a one-woman art studio and brand where I make products inspired by culture, identity, and feelings. My feelings, most of it. And I'm also an immigrant, a former nanny, a self-taught artist, and someone who is currently very tired. So let's talk about what it really means to run a small art business by yourself. So most people see the cute part. The stickers, the prints, the colorful tote bags, the Instagram posts. But behind all of that is a ton of work. I'm talking customer service emails, broken Cricut machines the day you need to ship an order, last-minute design tweaks, financial tracking, website issues, dealing with suppliers who ghost you, international shipping forums, and figuring out which shade of orange looks best on a hoodie mock-up at 2 a.m. And the part that hits the hardest is all of this takes time. So much time. And when you're the one responsible for everything, the actual art of an art business, the thing that started it all, sometimes gets pushed aside. Art, for me, doesn't come on command. I don't think it comes on command for anybody. I can't just schedule a block in my planner from 10 to noon and expect to make something beautiful and honest in that window. Creativity doesn't work that way. Sometimes I need hours to get into the right headspace. Sometimes I need to feel inspired or sad or bored. Sometimes I need to step away from the iPad and just go live my life so I can have something to say through art. Or sometimes comes randomly. Like the other day, I looked at my dog's chew toy and had a design idea. But when orders need to be packed, emails need to be answered, and income depends on what I post next, the kind of creativity time feels like a luxury, and I miss it. I miss drawing without pressure. I miss experimenting. I miss feeling like the art was the center, not the product. And I'm trying to find that balance again, even though it's really, really hard. Something I've been thinking about a lot is how this whole business started at the worst possible time ever. I've been joking a lot about this with my friends and family. Like, let's be honest, I decided to become an illustrator and build a brand around culture, storytelling, and emotion in the middle of a commercial climate that values speed and automation. We're living in an era where AI can spit out an image in 5 seconds and everyone wants instant gratification. I mean, that's terrifying when you're someone who puts their whole soul into a drawing that might take days or weeks. And on top of that, I'm building a brand that's deeply tied to immigrant pride under a government that is not always kind to immigrants. That adds a layer of emotional risk to everything I do. I can separate my work from who I am. Brazuca is me, and that's powerful, but it's also vulnerable. And of course, let's throw in the fact that I'm trying to sell physical product in a world of rising tariffs, shipping crisis, and unpredictable material costs. Every decision I make, from pricing to packaging, has to account for things that are completely out of my control. So, yeah, the momentum wasn't great when I started. But the thing is, I did anyway, and I'm still doing it. For those who don't know, I used to be a teacher in Brazil. Then I moved to the US as an au pair. I worked as a nanny for years, and I still love working with kids. but I feel like I reached a point where I realized I couldn't keep doing it. Being a nanny is deeply emotional work. You bond with a baby or a child. You become part of the world. You create a routine, a connection, a rhythm, and then a few years later, it ends. Not because it's anybody's fault, but because, it has to at some point. You start over, and it's a new family, a new child. You give your whole heart again, and then it ends again. That cycle broke me. And I didn't want to live in that loop of loving and leaving. I wanted something I could build, something I could keep. Brazuca is not easier. It comes with 1,000 new challenges. It's more unstable, more demanding, and way more complex. But it's also mine. It's mine to dream about, to grow, to mess up, and to evolve. I hope to find ways to work with kids again someday, maybe through children's books, educational products, or even art workshops. But for now, Brazuca is how I chose to connect, to tell stories, and to stay grounded. One thing I don't talk about enough is how much pressure I feel just to show up. When your business is built around your art and your art is built around your personality, suddenly you become part of the product, and that can get really complicated, especially on someone with self-esteem struggles. Who doesn't have self-esteem struggles? There are days I don't want to post. I don't feel cute. I don't feel interesting. I don't know what to say, and I start thinking things like, why would anyone care? Or I'm not funny enough to be on Reels, or I'm not interesting enough to have a podcast. Everyone else is doing this better. It's hard to admit that, but I know I'm not the only one. So if you're feeling that too, I see you. Anyways, on a much brighter note, I have some news that I'm really, really excited to share with you guys today. I've been working on a couple new segments. This podcast cannot just be me sitting here and talking, mumbling for 20 minutes nonstop, right? So the first one is called Brazuca Tales. It's a storytelling segment where I'll read funny, chaotic, or heartfelt stories from other Brazucas around the world. I created a Google form where you can submit your story anonymously if you want. The link is in my link tree, which is in my Instagram bio, Brazuca Illustrations. And it can be anything. It can be stories from, like I said, Brazilians living abroad, stories about cultural shocks, career paths, or managing homesickness. If you have an answer, please send them my way. So yeah, I cannot wait to read what you sent. And the second segment is called Brazucas Abroad, where I'll interview Brazilians who are living abroad and doing cool, creative, or unconventional things. Our first guest is already lined up, and I'm so excited. She's a dear friend of mine with a really inspiring story. I'll be posting a Q&A box on Instagram soon, so you can ask her anything about life abroad, career changes, cultural shock, whatever you're curious about. Before I put up the Q&A box, I'll share a little bit about her, so you know what to expect and what to ask about. Her, I think her career, as of right now, it's definitely something you guys would be very interested in learning more of. So I think that would be very exciting. I know today's episode wasn't clean or focused or strategic, but that's kind of the point. This work is messy, the life is messy, and I just wanted to sit down and talk through it all. To everyone who has supported me, cheered me on, bought something from my shop, or sent a kind message, thank you. Truly, you make it possible for me to keep going. We don't live off dreams and vibes alone, but sometimes that's what gets us to the next step. So, thank you. Beijos, and I'll see you all again next Friday. Or sooner. Who knows?